Hello and welcome back to this Christmas special of Sydney Direct. You're joining me, Natalie MacDonald, and my next guest, Michael McCarthy of CMC Markets. We're taking a look at the Australian economy in 2014 to see what we might be able to expect from 2015. Michael, thank you very much for joining us for this Christmas special of Sydney Direct. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie.
Okay, so we're going to be doing an overview of the Australian economy, and one of the big stories of the year was the Australian housing market. Has that hot housing market cooled off now for the end of 2014, or are we likely to see more inflation in housing prices into the new year?
Well, on the most recent read that we've had on the house price index, it looks like that growth is cooling. Over 2012 and 13, we saw very strong growth culminating in a peak of about 11% year-on-year growth in prices. In the last quarter, that reading fell to 9.1%. And the question a lot of economists are asking, is this the beginning of a downtrend or merely a spate of softness in the middle of a rising market? On balance, it does look like the drivers of the Australian economy overall are showing pickup, and most notably in the last national accounts, we saw a drop in the household savings ratio, suggesting that consumers are very slowly emerging from their shells. That's the sort of driver that should keep house prices reasonably buoyant. And although most analysts and economists are looking for a softer start to 2015, I suspect by the end of the year, Australia will have regained that growth in housing prices.
From housing then to the labour market, and the last round of figures that we saw from unemployment showed unemployment at a 12-year high, despite a greater level of job creation. What's the catch in this data? What are we missing?
There's no real catch. The issue for Australia is that population growth is outstripping jobs growth at the moment. And at 6.4%, although unemployment is, as you say, at a high, it's not outrageously high and compares still quite well to the levels above 10% seen in previous recessions. The concern here is, once again, that the trend continues, that we'll see further people joining that unemployment queue. However, once again, the kickers for global growth and local growth are suggesting that we should see a moderation of that increase in unemployment at some stage in the first two quarters of 2015, and by the end of 2015, most economists and analysts are looking for lower rates of unemployment.
Now, the Aussie dollar is going to continue dropping. That's something that all analysts can agree on. What markets seem to be split on, however, is exactly how low it's going to go and really how long it's going to take to get there. Where are you forecasting this?
Well, against the US dollar, I'm looking for a fall to somewhere between 75 and 80 cents. That is not much lower than we currently are. One of the key drivers of that spectacular descent by the Aussie was US dollar strength, and the falls against other currencies are not as dramatic. What's more likely over 2015 is we'll see that fall against the US dollar slowing, but falls against other currencies might kick in, and particularly if we see recent euro strength continuing, that's where the next dramatic move for the Aussie dollar might be.
So you touched there on 2015. What can we expect economically speaking?
Well, a pretty soft start looking at the trends that finishing off 2014. We've seen a moderation in overall consumer activity, although there are signs that the pipeline is starting to build up. In terms of national accounts, we have seen a welcome easing of the current account deficit, but overall we're looking to the rest of the globe, and on a balance it looks like we'll have a fairly slow first half of 2015 with a good pickup in growth in the second half of the year.
Michael, thank you so much. We look forward to speaking with you further into the new year. Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Our thanks there to Michael McCarthy at CMC Markets for his contributions, and thank you viewers very much for watching. I'll be back shortly, but in the meantime, please do enjoy the festive period and we look forward to seeing you soon. Goodbye for now.